Imagine growing up surrounded by unimaginable wealth and luxury, only to discover that the secrets hidden behind those gilded walls could shatter an empire. Today, we dive into the explosive allegations surrounding Diddy's adopted daughter and the shocking revelations she is set to expose in court. It all begins with whispers from within a world few ever see. Diddy, the iconic music mogul celebrated for transforming hip-hop into a global powerhouse, has long been the subject of both adoration and controversy. Over the years, his rise to fame has been shadowed by rumors, claims of manipulation, intimidation, and a meticulously controlled private life. Now, these rumors are taking center stage as his long-hidden adopted daughter, known as Nina Monroe, prepares to testify in a high-stakes court case that could upend everything we think we know about him. Nina's story is not like any other tale of celebrity scandal. Unlike Diddy's other children, who have grown up in the limelight of red carpets and social media, Nina has lived her life in absolute secrecy. There were no public court filings, no flashy magazine announcements. She simply appeared one day, almost as if she were plucked from obscurity and quietly inserted into the inner workings of Diddy's lavish world. Insiders allege that her arrival was not a conventional adoption at all, but rather a decision made in the shadows by those closest to Diddy: high-ranking supervisors, personal assistants, security staff, and even household employees, all involved in maintaining the secrecy of his private affairs. For years, Nina's existence was kept under tight wraps. According to sources, her life was far from the carefree existence one might expect in a mansion. It was one of strict rules and heavy surveillance. Reports suggest that she was not allowed to attend regular schools or form friendships outside the carefully curated circle that Diddy controlled. Instead, her interactions were so limited that she was effectively isolated, even as she grew up amidst luxury. This controlled upbringing, it is claimed, was designed to keep her hidden from the public eye and away from prying media lenses. Now, as the legal case against Diddy intensifies, Nina is reportedly ready to step forward and share the dark, closely guarded secrets of the household. Her testimony could include details about the power dynamics within the mansion, a world where every move was monitored and every word was controlled. There are claims that she witnessed a pattern of exploitation and abuse, where influential figures within Diddy's inner circle manipulated and silenced those who might have otherwise exposed the truth. What makes Nina's impending revelation even more startling is the nature of the allegations themselves. Diddy, once celebrated as a savvy entrepreneur and cultural trendsetter, now finds himself entangled in a web of criminal charges ranging from federal trafficking to racketeering. Prosecutors have alleged that Diddy not only used his massive business empire to orchestrate a system of control and coercion, but also that he paid millions in hush money to keep certain stories from ever reaching the public. The stakes could not be higher. If Nina's testimony confirms even a fraction of these allegations, it could bring to light a network of enablers who allowed Diddy's alleged misdeeds to flourish behind a facade of success and sophistication. According to the accounts shared by insiders, Nina witnessed an environment where power and wealth were weaponized. There are chilling descriptions of how dissent or defiance was met with swift and ruthless retribution. One former employee even hinted that those who dared to challenge Diddy or expose his secrets found their careers, and sometimes their lives, derailed in mysterious ways. In this tightly controlled ecosystem, Nina was allegedly forced to live a life where every day was a reminder of the empire's dark underbelly. But why would someone like Nina, who has spent years hidden away from the public, risk everything to come forward now? The answer may lie in the accumulation of unspeakable truths and the desire to break free from a life of enforced silence. Sources say that over the years, the burden of secrecy and the weight of witnessing what many describe as systemic abuse and manipulation grew too heavy to bear. With multiple lawsuits and criminal charges already piling up against Diddy, Nina's potential decision to testify could represent the tipping point in a case that has long simmered beneath the surface. Adding fuel to the fire, the timing of Nina's alleged decision to step into the courtroom is not coincidental. Recent legal maneuvers have seen Diddy's team trying to discredit the growing list of allegations as nothing more than opportunistic attacks driven by financial motives. His legal team paints him as a devoted father and a self-made success story, a victim of circumstance rather than a perpetrator of a decades-long scheme of control. However, when dozens of witnesses, from former employees to industry insiders, are said to be lining up with their own damning accounts, the narrative begins to look less like a case of simple misunderstanding and more like a carefully orchestrated cover-up. The allegations are extensive and span decades. They include claims that Diddy's inner circle was not only complicit, but actively involved in maintaining the secrecy surrounding his personal life. Some insiders have even suggested that several high-ranking supervisors and household staff were aware of the controversial decisions being made behind closed doors and deliberately chose to remain silent in exchange for money, power, or access to Diddy's inner world. This, they argue, is not merely a case of individual misdeeds, but an institutional pattern, a system where loyalty was bought and the truth was systematically hidden. As the courtroom battle looms, legal experts suggest that Nina's testimony could provide a unique perspective, one that no one else in the public sphere can offer. Her account is expected to detail not only the alleged abuses and the strict, almost oppressive conditions of her upbringing, but also the broader implications of a culture where silence was enforced at the highest levels. In doing so, her words might validate the claims made by many others who have long accused Diddy of orchestrating an environment where power protected power, regardless of the human cost. Beyond the legal drama, there is also the personal toll of such a secretive life. Imagine growing up isolated, where every interaction is filtered through layers of control, and where even the simplest act of forming a personal identity is constantly under scrutiny. For Nina, the lack of a normal childhood, compounded by the constant pressure to conform to an unyielding set of rules, might have fostered not only fear and isolation, but also a burning desire for truth and justice. It is this inner turmoil that might finally drive her to break her silence, a move that could not only alter the course of Diddy's trial, but also expose the dark undercurrents that have long defined his legacy. The courtroom is now set to become the arena where years of carefully guarded secrets could come tumbling out. The stakes are incredibly high for Diddy. Beyond the potential loss of his empire and his freedom, there is also the risk of tarnishing a reputation that was once synonymous with innovation and influence. If Nina's testimony reveals even a fraction of the alleged misconduct, it could force the public to re-examine the very foundations of a career built on a blend of talent, business acumen, and, as some claim, coercion. In addition to Nina's story, the case is drawing attention to a broader narrative, the way in which celebrity power is wielded and, at times, abused. Over the years, many have speculated about the true cost of fame and fortune, questioning how far influential figures might go to protect their image and secure their interests. Diddy's case serves as a stark reminder that behind the glamour of the music industry lies a labyrinth of complex and sometimes dangerous power dynamics. It invites us to ask uncomfortable questions. Who is really in control? And at what price does that control come? As this courtroom saga unfolds, more names and more dark details may emerge. There is talk of other lesser-known individuals, possibly even some of Diddy's other children, being drawn into the fray, each with their own stories of silence and suppression. Their testimonies, if they come to light, could add yet another layer to an already intricate puzzle. The legal battle is not just about one man, but about a network of influences and an entire system that allowed such behavior to persist for far too long. While the case against Diddy is still unfolding in legal circles, one thing is clear: the potential fallout from Nina's testimony could be monumental. The ripple effects may extend far beyond the courtroom, challenging the very notion of celebrity culture and the extent to which power can corrupt. For the millions who grew up admiring the success and charisma of Diddy, this could be a moment of reckoning, a time to separate the man from the myth and to question whether the price of his empire was paid in silence and secrecy. And thank you for watching this deep dive into one of the most explosive stories in the entertainment world today. If you found this script eye-opening, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more updates as the case unfolds. Stay tuned, and let's continue to explore the hidden truths behind the headlines together.